Comer subpoenas the Clintons, Trump's DOJ, and House Oversight Epstein probe. I love the subpoena, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really too optimistic. We've seen people not show up to subpoenas before, especially Democrats. So I don't really foresee Hillary or Bill Clinton going in front of the DOJ, in front of the House during for this subpoena. So I'm not really optimistic about it because we've seen Democrats not show up before. Nothing happens to them. They're not arrested or anything like that. I think that's going to be the case with this. But we're going to talk about this. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Fox News, and they report that the House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for testimony regarding Jeffrey Epstein, Fox News Digital has learned. Committee Chair James Comer sent a flurry of subpoenas related to Epstein on Tuesday morning, with the Clintons being just two of the people that the House investigators are looking to hear from. Comer also sent a subpoena to the Department of Justice for records related to Epstein's case. They probably destroyed a lot of those records. Others who are being compelled to appear are former FBI Director James Comey and Robert Mueller, as well as ex-attorneys General Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, William Barr, Jeff Sessions, and Alberto Gonzalez. A House Oversight Committee subcommittee panel voted to subpoena each of the individuals, as well as the DOJ, in two respective votes last month during an unrelated hearing. It comes after Comer followed through on an earlier full committee vote to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell, a close former Epstein associate who was sentenced to 20 years in prison, quote, for her role in the scheme to sexually exploit and abuse multiple minor girls with Jeffrey Epstein over the course of a decade, according to a press release by the Southern District of New York. Comer has agreed to delay Maxwell's deposition until after the Supreme Court heard her petition to overturn the conviction, however. The committee is giving the DOJ until August 19th to turn in records related to Epstein's case, Fox News Digital has learned. A DOJ spokesperson confirmed receipt of the subpoena but declined to comment further. Hillary Clinton is being compelled to appear on October 9th and Bill Clinton on October 14th, according to letters sent to both of them. Again, I would love to see that questioning, but again, I don't think it's going to happen. Something's going to happen where they're going to end up weaseling their way out of it or just not showing up altogether. And again, nothing is going to happen to them. There's never any accountability when it comes to Democrats. Barr and Sessions, who both served as attorneys general during Trump's first term, were subpoenaed to appear August 18th and August 28th, respectively. Obama-era attorneys General Lynch and Holder are being compelled to appear on September 19th and September 30th. I remember Eric Holder not showing up being subpoenaed before, if memory serves. I thought he was subpoenaed for something else. I think it was Fast and Furious or something like that, and he never even showed, and nothing happened to him. I'm pretty sure it was the Fast and Furious thing. Former Biden Attorney General Garland deposition date is scheduled for October 2nd. Mueller is scheduled for September 2nd, and Comey for October 7th. Gonzalez, who served as Attorney General under former President George W. Bush, is being compelled to appear August 26th. So they took all the last few attorney generals since George W. Bush has been subpoenaed, pretty much, it seems. But it's not immediately clear how much information the subpoenas will yield or if those subpoenas will be subpoenaed will cooperate with the House Oversight Committee. The late pedo Epstein committed suicides, they say, in 2019 while awaiting prosecution on federal sex trafficking charges. The GOP base has fractured over the current administration's handling over the case, however. The division stemmed from a DOJ memo released in July that stated this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions, we did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties, which is ridiculous on the face of it. Y'all know that. I've talked about this too ad nauseum in prior videos. Far-right figures like Steve Bannon and Laura Loomer have accused the DOJ of mishandling something that's long been seen as a priority for Trump's base. President Donald Trump has stood by Attorney General Pam Bondi, however, and has directed her to release any credible evidence related to Epstein in a bid to quell the infighting. Bondi then had Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche travel to the Florida prison where Maxwell was kept until recently for a sit-down with her and her lawyer. The DOJ has also pushed for the release of grand jury testimony related to Epstein and Maxwell cases, and we know that I think it was Obama. It was an Obama judge that shot that down. Democrats, meanwhile, have seized on the Discord with their own newfound calls for transparency related to Epstein case, prompting accusations of hypocrisy from the right. Because but Democrats had 4 years under Joe Biden to do something about it, and they did absolutely nothing about it. So who is really the hypocrites? But quote, Democrats have now seized on this as if they ever wanted transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, which is an asinine suggestion for any Democrat to make. The Democrats had control of this building, the White House, for 4 years. That's what I was just alluding to. And they didn't do a dang thing when it came to transparency in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his heinous crimes, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said last month. It was this president who directed the Department of Justice and the Attorney General to do an exhaustive review of all files related to Jeffrey Epstein, which they did. I'm not saying that I agree with what Trump did pertaining to this whole Epstein thing. I think there's more transparency that needs to be done. We all know. I mean, so what? So basically, they made the statement that Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein trafficked these minors to no one, I guess. Because they said there might not be any client list, but you definitely know. You have the power of the U.S. government. You telling me you don't know who any of the clients were? You know, we have so much technology. The government spies on everyone. You telling me you don't have records of any type of phone conversations, any text messages or emails or anything like that? It's all bull crap. We all know it's bull crap. Even me as a Trump supporter can be objective when it comes to this and saying that something is going on. They are hiding something. And both Trump administration, Biden administration, Obama administration, Bush administration, all of them have been protecting some entity. And y'all know who I believe that entity is. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.